What's going on, guys? So happy you can join me. It's your boy Steve, and welcome to Fantasy Studs. Now, before I get into the video, I just want to mention, usually I would have something next to me, a picture that is relevant to the topic. Didn't know what to put, so I figured I'd just put the butt fumble up there. Hope you guys appreciate that one. And also, if you guys haven't already subscribed, I'd appreciate if you click that subscribe button. Show your boy some love. Now, today's video, we're talking about 3 players that I would just try to avoid all in all in my draft this year. I'm not listing them from, I don't know. I'm not like ranking them like number 3. It's just 3 guys, all right? So the first person I have is Evan Ingram, the tight end for the New York Giants. And he had a good season last year, but I'm seeing him ranked really high among tight ends, like above people like Delaney Walker and Kyle Rudolph, and right along, rubbing shoulders with Greg Olsen. And I think he had, like I said, he had a great season last year. I just don't think that's deserved, just because we have to remember the fact that, the whole New York Giants wide receiver core died last year. They all had season-ending injuries. That kind of plays a role with, his position on the team, his spot, his role. He got a lot more targets than he was supposed to get because there was no one else to throw to, if that makes any sense. Supply and demand, I guess. And I'm not knocking the guy. I mean, he obviously stepped up and showed that he's the real deal. But I just don't think those numbers are going to, transfer over to this season. I don't think he can replicate what he did last year, because now you have Odell, you got Sterling Shepard back, and now you have Barkley in the backfield. He's going to take up some more touches. I think those numbers are going to calm down a lot. So to put him up there with those guys, it's kind of disrespecting those guys a little bit, because they're proven to really show up year in and year out. So that's just the first guy I wanted to mention. He's just ranked higher than I think he deserves. Again, not knocking the guy. He stepped up. He's a good player. Coming in at number 2, we have Dalvin Cook. Poor freaking guy, dude. Played like 4 games last year and then tore his ACL. I'm not saying any of these guys are gonna have bad seasons. I don't think he's gonna have a bad season. I think he's gonna do good this year. But just seeing the guys he was ranked with, like next to, like, above Christian McCaffrey, and I don't know. It's just, there's so many guys in that same tier. And this goes for all these guys. There's just so many guys in that same tier who have proven themselves and aren't coming off of injuries or stuff like that, that I would just rather not have to worry about the stress of owning him or, taking a risk. And I'll just take the other guy instead, So really not too much to talk about Dalvin Cook. I think he's going to have a good year this year. He's definitely a good runner back. But coming off the ACL tear, only playing like 4 games in the NFL, I don't know. He seems like he's ranked a little high. And then coming in at number 1, it's actually a dual 1-2 punch. We got Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton. I got them as a little combination, so I guess it's 4 players all in all. But the reason I added them in there is because, as we all know, Andrew Luck is coming off injury. And he's coming off a very serious injury. Now, it's not like he tore his ACL like Dalvin Cook. ACL is a very serious injury. I've torn my ACL. I know what it's like. It's tough to come back from. But you can come back from it, and you can tear it again, and you can tear it again, and it can get fixed. As just like, what's his name, the linebacker from the Panthers, I'm blanking on his name. He tore his ACL like 4 freaking times. But for Andrew Luck, it's his throwing shoulder, first of all, and he has like plates and screws. I was reading this article. It's like really disgusting, what happened to him and the surgery he had to undergo. And considering it's his throwing shoulder, which I don't know if it's going to limit the way he throws the ball, maybe it doesn't. All right, that's not really what I'm completely worried about, because we all know the guy's a stud. He has Aaron Rodgers' upside. But he's coming off of a serious throwing shoulder injury, and the thing with the shoulder is all it takes is to get hit to get hurt. Now, once there's other injuries, like we got David Johnson who broke his wrist, but it heals back fine, and he's going to be fine. He's going to be able to get hit, and he'll be just fine. But with the shoulder, it's different. If he gets hit, look what happened to Aaron Rodgers last year. If you get hit or you land on your shoulder the wrong way, it's gonna re-break, or whatever the correct term. I don't know. I'm not a freaking doctor. So just for that alone, I mean, there's so many quarterbacks out there you can take, dude. I mean, there's just so many quarterbacks you can take. Even if you're in a 12-person league, it's like, dude, there's so many people you can take. So I'm taking, I don't know. There's so many, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady. There's just so many of those top tier quarterbacks you can pick up and not have to worry about, them getting hurt. And then I see T.Y. Hilton. He's ranked above all these guys like Doug Baldwin, Adam Thielen, Tyreek Hill. And don't get me wrong, dude. T.Y. Hilton is a complete stud. You know, you got a freaking Jabba the Hutt throwing him the ball, and he's going to get just about 1,000 receiving yards. But the reason why they're ranking him so high in all these articles and all these professional rankings is because Andrew Luck's comeback. So, I don't know, man. I'm not saying they're not going to explode. I'm not saying T.Y. Hilton won't catch 1,500 receiving yards. I'm not saying Andrew Luck won't go back to throwing 40 touchdowns. That's not what I'm saying. I just don't want to have to deal with that stress of picking them up because there's so many other guys who are in the same tier that you can just pick up instead. And that's that. Those are the three, I guess 4 guys who I would just try to avoid in my drafts. Now, of course, you know, if I'm doing multiple drafts this year, which I always do, you know, I'm sure one of my teams will pick up some of these guys. You know, there's always a situation where I don't know, explain it. It really depends on how your draft goes. There's always a way that you can land one of these guys, and it's not a bad pickup at all. You came up on them. But just looking at their average draft position, that's kind of what I'm basing this off. Looking at what round they're going on average, I would just stay away from them. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please click like, comment, spark a debate. Call me an idiot if you disagree. It is what it is. I'll go in there and debate with you guys. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please subscribe. Until next time, I never got that. Until next time, I'll see you again. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I'll see you guys in my next videos.